Would you identify with people who have different cancers, or do you think your condition is quite unique and really you'd identify with somebody with your specific condition?
No, because I've never met anybody with my condition. I've only ever seen people with others. So no, I think anybody with cancer, whatever type of cancer, we're all in the same boat. We've all got that cancer, you know.
Yeah.
And yes, there are different treatments for it, for each and every one of us. And whatever works for you is fine. I mean,
did you have the opportunity to meet any other patients who did have other cancers along your journey?
Oh yes, I did. Through, you know, as you talk to people in the waiting rooms at the Royal, second home for a year, you know, you do get to talk to people. You see the same people again, and you think to yourself, oh, well, maybe they look a little not so well this week, or they look better than they did last time, and things like that, you know.
Is it useful to have those contacts? Did you find it some way encouraging, or maybe you could encourage them? I mean, how did that tend to work?
Well, yes, I did, because you exchange, you know, or like, here we are again, you know, how much more blood, you know, like, oh, yes, and you usually actually talk to, when you're sitting waiting, you probably talk to maybe their relatives, not the actual person with the cancer, because they'd be having the treatment or whatever, and you'd be sitting there waiting with them for your turn, and they talk to you about, and you say, yes, so you spend most of your time here. Or you talk to people, yeah, I've got much more blood to give, you know, we've been here, you know, the third time this week or whatever, you know, and things like that. And, you know, and everybody gets quite upbeat, I think. I think we try and keep each other going as well.
Do you think that should be organised, that system of meeting other patients should be organised by the hospital? For example, you know, we've been trying to set up group therapy, and group does exist elsewhere, but there are other forms of peer support, it's called, when patients meet together.
I think that's a good idea, you know, because sometimes you can talk to your relatives, your loved ones, your friends, but when it's actually happening to you, it is very different. And sometimes you don't always want to be talking about illness and drugs, and that can get very wearing for everybody. People don't want to always hear about that. Yeah. So when you're talking to other people and you're hearing them, it's like it's a release, and a release for you. You know, they understand more so than people around you, yeah.
Did you have any particular contacts that you made, you know, basically friends with and then stayed in touch?
Yes, actually, my next door neighbour, she's had a double mastectomy. In fact, she's had cancer twice and what have you, and we became exceptionally close, you know, and what have you, you know. And she was always good to talk to, you know.
It's good to have that, in a way, source of support. But like I say, it works both ways, doesn't it? So you can support each other in a way.
Yes, oh, definitely, like that, yes.
What other resources or sources of help did you come across in general that you would say, oh, well, that's worth knowing about?
Well, I think the Macmillan part, just as you're going through all that was very good knowing about. And then we have, in Loughborough, we have another outreach post that we could go to if we wanted to. Yeah. I never ever did pluck up the courage to go so far. I mean, I know I can still go, but I have never.
Is that a support group, in fact?
It's a support, and also the support group, and they do therapies and things like that as well. Just drop in, you know, befriend a support group as well.
Is that with the voluntary sector, Coping with Cancer? Yeah. Yes, I know the one you mean. They have a branch there.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't know why I was never ashamed. I'm not ashamed to say, you know, you can't be, because, you know. And I never was worried about it, you know. But it's just something I personally didn't do. Yeah. But I know it's there if I ever do need it, you know.
It's a resource that you know is there, so if you need to access it, you can.
There are sort of all resources, you know, and there's always the Macmillans and people like that all around. They're always good to help. And yourselves, of course.
You had some contact with our service, didn't you, a while ago now?
I did, yes. That was last year. And that was very good. Which led me on to then being able to come to the groups and what have you.
Yeah.